Sup YouTube, it's me KC and I'm back with another video, and I'm here to give you all my memories of both the Nintendo Wii's and the Nintendo DS's online service connections. Now, as you all know, if you guys are living under a rock, both of these services will be ending tomorrow. I don't know what time tomorrow, but it will be ending sometime this week, after tomorrow, whatever. It's going to be done and over with. It's going to be dead and buried, so you better play with your friends as much as possible on these systems before it just fades away. So anyways, I just wanted to share you my memories of Nintendo's Wi-Fi connection. Well, first of all, when playing online, for the Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS, it was really a big deal for me because it was the first console in my house to actually utilize the internet connection. So it was really a big deal online. And I heard from other systems like the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 that you could link up with your friends that you knew from school or work or colleagues or anything like that, or co-workers and all that stuff. You could link up with any of your friends or family members. All you gotta do is just exchange gamer tags and you'll be done with it. So when I got the Wii, I was kind of expecting the same thing. Linked up with my first game, Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Budokai 3, which was extremely laggy. That was the first game that I linked up with in my house with the Wi-Fi connection. And on the game, it had friend codes. And I was wondering what these friend codes were. And these friend codes were, what was it, 16 to 12 digit numbers, or 12 digits for your console, so that you can connect with somebody else, across the land or distant country or something like that, or even your friend or close relative that lives even next door to you. That's how you would connect to them, using these friend codes. So I was like, are you serious? It was annoying. It was annoying to me that I had to use these friend codes to connect with somebody else. It was ridiculous. Because how am I supposed to connect with somebody? What do you expect? What did Nintendo expect you to do? Total around these 16 to 12 digit friend codes to exchange with one another in real life? Are you serious? I'm just like, are you crazy? Xbox 360 has gamer tags, so does the PlayStation 3. You telling me the Wii has friend codes, and Nintendo just wanted to be safety Sam in their safety policy to make sure that you're not linking up with a predator or a creeper or something like that. It was just nonsense. It's just crazy. So the friend codes not only had 16 digits for your console so that you can exchange personal messages with one another, but each game had its own friend code. 12 digits, 16 digits for your console, 12 digits for per game, per Wi-Fi game for Nintendo systems, whether if it was for the Wii or the Nintendo DS. That drove me insane. So I was like, dude, there's got to be some way that I can find friends. There's got to be some way that I can find friends, link up with them for the Nintendo Wii and the Nintendo DS. I have to find a way. So I tried going to YouTube. YouTube was really new at the time. This is like 2007. And I used to see these friend codes posted up. We used to actually have to post up videos with our friend codes so that we can comment below. So at the time, I didn't have a computer in my house, a personal computer. My mom had the computer in the living room. We would never really touch that. So I had the Wii in order to connect online, and trying to comment on videos. You would never be able to do that on the Wii. It's ridiculous. The Wii would not let you comment on YouTube videos for some reason. So I would be all like, dang man, how am I supposed to connect with somebody? I can't even comment down below on this video to post up my friend code so that we can communicate with each other, and hopefully we'll be able to play. You know, it was getting ridiculous. So I started to go to different websites that actually had a lot of users, whereas they had Wii's and Nintendo DS's, that they would be able to exchange friend codes. I remember I would come home after every weekend or doing volunteer work, because that's what I was doing at the time during high school. It was like junior year. I would do volunteer work, and I would sit at work trying to ponder a different way that I could find friends to play online with the Wii, because it was ridiculous. I tried different tons of sites, and remember, the Wii does not have all kind of functionalities like a computer. You know, it doesn't have Adobe, it doesn't have Shockwave, so you have to make sure it's compatible with the Wii. Tried different sites, it would never work. Tried, I forget, it was a lot of different sites that I tried out. Different chat rooms I could not even comment on. Mainly, it was like forum posts. I would have to pray and somebody post up in a forum just for them to post their friend code so that we can talk to one another and exchange them, because they had to give me their friend code and I had to give them my friend code. It was ridiculous. So finally, I ran across this site called MapWii, and this was a site whereas you can exchange friend codes in the chat room. The chat room would work on your Wii. You find different people that are just talking in the room. And the cool thing about this chat is that you could post your friend code within your name. So you could have your gamer tag and then you have your friend code next to it. And I thought it was great. The site had improvements, whereas you had to choose different rooms to go in. So if you wanted to go into Budokai Tenkaichi 3 room, you could do that to exchange friend codes there. You could go to a Smash Bros room or a Mario Kart room, anything of the sort, to exchange friend codes. But speaking of Smash Bros and Mario Kart, let's go ahead and get into that. So everybody was hyped for this next Smash Bros game. It was the next Smash Bros, the third installment in the series, which was called Super Smash Bros. Brawl. But before I had even got to that site, I remember in December picking up a magazine that had the Smash Brothers info in it, and they showed that Sonic was going to be in the game, and they showed that Solid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid franchise was going to be both in that game. And I still had moderate hype level. I was just like, okay, these two guys are coming in there or whatever. So I just reserved the game because I just wanted to have it in my hands. I just wanted to try it out to see if I would like it versus the Nintendo 64 version, because I owned that version and I didn't really care about Smash Bros. Back then in the days. I was a kid, I didn't know what was going on. The game, it was just okay to me. I didn't care for it that much. So I finally got onto the site. We're still talking about MapWii. It was in February that I had got onto MapWii, and everybody was swirling this game in the hype. They were super hyped about it, so I was like, oh, okay, you guys are kind of hype about it. I can't wait for it to come out too, to see what it's all about, because it has Wi-Fi connection. They mentioned that. The reason why the game was delayed, it was supposed to be coming out in December, but it got delayed because they were adding the Wi-Fi connection. So the game was going to be coming out in March the 8th for North America. So everybody was hyped. I was all like, oh yeah, I can play against you guys. I wonder how this is going to be like. I don't really like Smash Bros. I only played the Nintendo 64 version, played the Melee version like one time. Let's go ahead and try this out. Fast forward into March the 8th. It was the midnight launch of Smash Bros. And I remember telling you guys this in a previous video, but I'll just make this quick. So my sister had told me about a midnight launch that they were going to have for Smash Bros. And she said, I heard that you have the game reserved. You might as well just pick it up. I'll pick you up and we'll go to the midnight launch for Smash. I was like, yes, I'll go to this midnight launch. I've never been to one before. I might as well just try it out. I wasn't ecstatic. I wasn't like, yes, yes. I was just like, okay, midnight lunch. Let's go ahead and try to see what it's all about. I didn't really care about too much of the game, but I just wanted to see, what it was going to be like. They were going to have a little tournament. She told me about it. Go ahead and try to check it out. I'll drive you there. Let's go. Night comes. My brother ends up picking me up instead, along with my cousin. We drove there to the midnight lunch. I picked up the game. It was hype, of course. Before you even stepped in GameStop, I seen Sonic like swirling across the screen, and the graphics were really good at the time. I don't know what TV screen that they were using for this Super Smash Brothers Brawl, but it really looked good. I mean, it was just like right in your face. I didn't get a chance to enter the tournament, but I was able to wait in line for the game to pick it up. And that built my hype for the game. So I picked up the game, played it, played the little single player mode, beat that. The win race, you just hop, you beat 10 stages, you fight against the master hand, that was it. Went back onto the site, I was like, I got the game, you guys. I went to the midnight launch, I'm ready to add some people, and everybody was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Never got a chance to add anybody, but I waited till the next day in the morning, and everybody was adding one another. It was so crazy. Everybody was adding everybody. It got to the point where as I had to bring out a notebook in order to write down these friend codes to make sure I had it right, to write it down onto my Wii and then exchange my friend codes with them on the site. I already had to post up my friend codes on the site. They would get it and they would post their friend codes up. I would write it in this notebook and I would put it into the game. So I would play that game for hours and hours and hours on end, and that's how I met up with a lot of my friends that I know today online. And I've been knowing those guys for almost 6 years. Smash, Phantom, Sero, which is E, Tannis. Known Tannis, that was like one of the first people I actually met on the site. Tannis and everybody else, seriously. Met everybody there, Sarah and all this other stuff. We met one another through Smash Bros, man, because we used to play this game nonstop. I remember waking up in the morning every summer just to play against the site. I would be on this site from the morning time all the way to the crack of dawn. It would be sweating and baking in my room, and I would still be playing this game nonstop. That's Smash Bros is actually the game that got me truly competitive into other games, such as like shooting games and fighting games and all that other stuff, like Street Fighter and all that other junk. So Smash Bros and Map Wii and the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection was a huge asset, and it was this huge wave or this huge push to push me into this competitive gaming, and I always wanted to try to test my limits. And that's how I met all of my other friends and all that stuff online, my online friends and all that stuff. That's how I met those guys, and that's how it inspired me to make my site, which is gamingaccess.weebly.com. I always say that in the video. That's what inspired me to make my own site, because of Map Wii. When it shut down, I wanted to make my own just like Map Wii, to make it accessible to all Wii gamers and all gamers alike that own PlayStations, DS and all that such. So just because I went to Map Wii and just because I owned the Wii, it forced me to actually venture out to try to find chat rooms that actually had games so that I'll be able to exchange friend codes with one another. And through that, I was able to make good friends online that I still know to this date. Ever since Smash Bros came out. You're talking about in 2008 Smash Bros came out, and it's 2014 and I still know these guys. You know what I'm saying? So all because of the Wi-Fi connection for, you know, the stupid friend codes. It brung us all together just because of that. And that is my most fondest memory of Wi-Fi connection for Nintendo. You know, for both the Wii, well, the Nintendo DS. I played Mario Kart and a couple of other things. And for the Wii, of course, I played Mario Kart. And I played Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. I played Excite Bike, World Rally, Texas Hold'em, Bomberman, DBZ, Metroid, like I said, for the Nintendo DS. I played all these games. You know, that's when I really wanted to start to get into online. All because of NapWii, all because of the friend codes, all because of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. All of that paved the way for me to influence me to make my own site. And I was able to meet up with my friends that I still know to this day on the internet, and it is pretty awesome. So that is my most fondest memory of online gameplay for the Nintendo Wii and the Nintendo DS. That's my biggest memory that I had. I know I went on for long enough, but I felt like I wanted to get it out there to let you all know, you know, this is what it was during that time. So if you guys have any personal memories, share them down below in the comments. Let me hear your thoughts. And join the Gax's gaming chat, which is www.gamingaxis.weebly.com. We have all gamers there for you. It will be posted up in the link description below. Come and join us for Mario Kart 8. Okay? Whenever that goes down. And if you guys are getting Ultra Street Fighter 4, come on to the site also. I mean, it's up for all gamers. This is my most fondest memory, and I'm glad that I shared it with you all. And I guess I'll talk to you guys another time. Peace.